Assalamu alaikum. There are over 100 AI niches that you can pick for your business. And I know it's difficult for you to choose right now, so I'm gonna give you a framework to help you decide on a niche specifically for you. I've started my AI agency 2 years ago after quitting my 9 to 5 job in New York City. Before that, I had been trying to start online businesses for the past 5 years, different types of businesses, but this is the first one that allowed me to cross the $10,000 per month mark, alhamdulillah. It's all documented here on this YouTube channel, and in the process I taught those skills to hundreds of other Muslims from different professions and backgrounds on how they can do the same as well, and they went on to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars, alhamdulillah. This video contains an insider look of a coaching call inside of our private community. Enjoy. Assalamu alaikum everyone. The topic we're going to talk about today is essentially the topic that you guys have voted in the community. It was the most voted topic is what is the best niches to select for 2026, 2027. Inside of the program, we like to share these niches with you. So if you guys have gone through module 1 already, you should have seen these niches. Now, these niches, they're given to you as indication. It's not necessarily that you guys have to go ahead and pick these niches, because the reality is you have to go for the niche that is the best for you, where you're going to be the most competitive, because that's going to be the niches that for you have the lowest competition. So I'm going to explain what that means and which ones you should select, which ones I believe are going to work well for 2026, 2027, and which ones should work for you. But the big question is, should you pick one or multiple niches? This is like the main question we have usually in the community when people are asking about these topics. It's like, okay, do I pick one niche, 2, 3, 4? Like, what do you do? We'll talk about this, then we'll talk about the criteria of how to select a niche, and then we'll talk about sub-niches, and I'll give some examples, inshallah. First question is, okay, should I pick one niche or multiple niches? Here, this is my opinion, right? The way I think is that every decision you take in business should ideally give you a competitive advantage, which means that if you're going to work with a certain niche, you should have an advantage going there. You cannot just pick, like if I tell you, okay, law firms are an amazing niche because they're high ticket clients, they can pay you a lot of money, they have a lot of process, a lot of automations that can be built. So law firms in general, it's a very good type of client that you can work for a lot of services as an agency. Now, is this the niche that you should go after? Well, it depends. Do you have any advantages going over that niche compared to everyone else who's going in that niche? To me, this is the most determinant factor, because if you're going to go in pick just one niche in particular, I want to see that you have some type of advantage there. And the advantage can be like you have, I don't know, like you have a network, you have like past experience, you have, I don't know, like an audience, groups that you're in, wherever it is, right? So you have something, at least one thing that either allows you to connect with clients more easily, or if you do connect with clients, allows you to close them more easily because you have that past experience, that relatability, or people know you in the space somehow because maybe you worked in the law space from somehow, right? Then it makes sense for you to focus on that niche, right? And go all in on just one. Quick pause here. If you like what you're seeing and you want me and my team to help you start or grow your online business, click on the link below, go on ummahaccelerator.com/apply. Just apply there. We're going to look into your application. We're going to talk to you. We'll see if you're a fit and see if we can help you. We work with brothers who have a 9 to 5 job and they have potentially tried to start an online business before. It didn't work as well as they wanted, and they're looking to get into AI now. The call is free, and either way, you'll walk away with a clear strategy on how to get started, inshallah. So go on ummahaccelerator.com/apply and we'll see you there. For a lot of you guys, though, I know you don't have this. You're not in this situation. So for you, you can pick like 1, 2, or up to 3 niches. Right? So here, this one is like 1. And here, I would say like 1 to 3. 1 to 3 niches maximum. Beyond 3, it's a little bit too much. It's quite rare that someone will need more than 3 niches. And so here, this can be because of multiple reasons, right? It can be either because... So there's kind of 2 extremes, right? So one extreme is you have advantages of going after many niches just because your network is spread out, because maybe inside of your city, there's a lot of variety of businesses that you can target. And so then it makes sense to go after a few niches. The other extreme is you literally have 0 advantages on anything. Let's say you have 0 work experience, you don't know anyone, you're literally starting from scratch, like from 0. So here, it also makes sense to not go after just one niche, because, or actually here, to be honest, like it doesn't really matter. If you really have 0 advantages on anything, you might as well just pick one randomly and go all in into it. Or like you might test 2 to 3 and see which one sticks, essentially, right? So ideally, I don't want you guys to go above 3 niches. 3 is a lot. Just because you guys are not full time on your business, right? You're not working 8 hours a day. You're working 1 to 3 hours a day. In that amount of time, if you think about this, by splitting your time into multiple niches, each niche receives less of your time, which means that each niche has less chances of succeeding since you're spreading your time. So you must have a reason to do it, right? If you just do it randomly, it doesn't make sense. If you're doing it is because, okay, like I've selected 2 or 3 niches since maybe in my life, in my past experience, I've worked with those niches. Or maybe I have friends across those niches, or maybe I'm part of different groups in those niches, right? So this is very, very important. Let me write it in red. There must be a reason to go after 1+ niche. So more than 1 niche, essentially. So just have a reason. It's all simple, right? It's not like just like there's not like a golden rule that just applies for everyone. Like, oh, you have to necessarily go after 1 niche. It's easier to go after one, but if you have an advantage to go after multiple, you can go after multiple. I went after multiple. Like when I started my business, I was going for multiple niches because I actually had an advantage since I had a network and I could ask people. I was part of groups. I would also build my brand a little bit. So I was able to attract clients in a variety of niches. If I were to restart my business from scratch and I could pick, I'll probably try to figure out ultimately how to narrow down to 1 niche. Because the advantage of going after, ideally, like even if you start here, you would wanna go here if you can at some moment. Because it's just a lot easier. Like if you think about this, if you have 1 niche, all your marketing is around it, all your messaging is around this, all your case studies are around this. If I worked, let's say my niche is law firms, right? Just to continue that example. Let's say I worked with 10 different law firms. For me to go to an 11th law firm and say, hey guys, this is all the case studies of what I've done in the space. I know it completely. I can do this for you. Here are all the results we got for other law firms like you. It's much easier to get this client to sign rather than if I would show a case study from a dentist, then from an accounting firm, then from a roofing company. It's a bunch of different random examples, and then I'm trying to close this law firm. Just purely simple, right? So just to recap, if you're beginning and you're considering, okay, should I pick 1 niche or multiple niches? You want to consider what are your advantages. You're entering a business, you're going to be competing against a lot of different people who are trying to do the same business. What is your advantage? Do you have an advantage in 1 niche in particular where you have like a massive advantage? If yes, go there. If no, look at multiple niches that maybe you have connections in. Maybe it's small advantages, but still it's something that's gonna help you out. Then go from 1 to maximum 3 niches and then test out those niches, see what sticks. And after maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year in your agency journey, you might want to niche down to the niche that is the best. So now what are the criteria to pick a niche? There's 4 criteria that we like to look at. The first criteria is actually how easy it is to work with this niche, right? So what I mean by this is, for example, are the people there technical or not? So what I mean by technical is, do they have experience already of AI, or do they have like developers, do they have people who are in tech? Is there a market with a lot of regulations, right? Because when you have a lot of regulations, it's more difficult to enter this space. So it's a pros and cons, right? The fact that it's more difficult means that you're going to have less competition. So sometimes going after highly regulated markets is amazing for you if you are able to get through, right? Because maybe like healthcare, for example, typically healthcare has a little bit of restrictions. So if you have an advantage going after healthcare, go there. If you have zero advantage going after healthcare, why go there? It doesn't make sense. It's just a more difficult market to get in. So I would avoid it. And you essentially want to see like what type of problems do those niches have, and we're going to talk about examples. But the other thing is the number. Are there a lot of those businesses around me, right? In my city, in my state, in my country? Are there a lot of businesses that I can target? That's also important. Because if there's only like a few of them, it's not going to be great because you're going to have very few options. Third criteria is, do they have money? Like how wealthy are those businesses in those niches? If typically, for example, like if you look at restaurants, they run on very low margins. Like most restaurants that you see out there, like around you, they don't make any money. They make very little money. Not enough to pay you like $5,000, $10,000 to build some type of AI system for them, right? So it doesn't really make that much sense usually to work with restaurants. There's a small fraction of restaurants that make a lot of money. However, if you go in healthcare, law, real estate, accounting, there's a lot more of those businesses that make a lot of money, right? They have bigger margins. They can actually, you can charge them much more money. And the last one, which personally, this is actually, in my opinion, this is the most important. So I would put the whole thing in red here, or in green, or blue, like whatever, whatever color I will resonate with you. So this, in my opinion, this is the most important. The reason why is because even if, let's say, all those criterias are not really there, let's say like all those criterias, we scrape them. Let's say like you go after a niche where there's very few in numbers, there's very few of them who make money, maybe there's regulations, maybe it's a little bit complicated, but it's accessible to you. Because, I don't know, like you worked in the space before, you have a past colleague who opened the business and you can work with him, right? Or you have a friend or someone in your family, or somehow you're part of the space. Then this criteria by itself, it can basically overcome all of the other criteria, right? It can replace all of them. Accessibility. This can be like the number one, really. Because if you can get in front of a business owner that you can close, that's a deal that you have. And that's a deal. And if you charge like a good amount, right, it's a deal that's worth a lot of money and you can figure out how to build it. At the end of the day, even in regulated markets, there are solutions for everything. And someone who wants it hard enough, he is going to solve those problems, because other people have solved already. Those people, they don't have anything that you don't have. If someone else has done it, you guys can do it too. That should be your mindset, right? If someone has done it, there's no reason that you cannot do it. And if no one has done it, actually the best mindset is if no one has done it, you can also think like, why can't I be the first to do it? But here in what we do in SMBs and AI agency services, usually someone will have done this already, so you can do this. I would say this is the number one most important criteria. If you can select a niche where you really have some way of accessing it, and this is, by the way, it's a decision you're going to make at the beginning of your business, but this is something that evolves over time. Over the lifetime of your business or your journey as an entrepreneur, you're going to build more connections. You're going to build advantages. You're going to build strategic advantages based on the work that you have done. If you and me, we speak again in 5 years from now, we're not going to have the same discussion around like the same niche and all the same things, because you're going to be a different person. In 5 years from now, I hope you're going to have new experiences, new people you have met, new things you discovered, case studies, whatever, things that you have done that now gives you new advantages that you didn't have at the beginning of your journey. So it's something you can reevaluate as well. But this in general, this is the most important, your access to those niches. But these 4 criteria, and I would rank this is like the number one. And then these ones are kind of equal. Like maybe money is like number 2, number 3. It's maybe something like this. Kind of depends on you as well, your affinity. But accessibility by far it's number 1. So now I want to talk about another concept, which is subniches. Because the niches I showed you above, like if you look at the screen, this is pretty wide niches, right? Like, again, I just like this example, like law firms. There's all sorts of law firms. It's a very wide niche, actually, if you go after a law. So here, if we want to go and find a market that has less competition, right? If we want to reduce the amount of competition we have, so basically the arrow I put here is the more you niche down within a niche, the more you reduce the competition. And to niche down within a niche, you can niche down based on the actual verticals that this niche possesses. Or you can niche down also based on geographic locations and based on sizes. You can niche down based on a few factors. But in general, like for a lot of you guys, it's going to be around geography and around the verticals. Law firms, there's all sorts of different types. There is injury law firms, there is patent law firms, there's immigration law firms. There's law firms that handle all sorts of different things. For you, it's not the exact same marketing, right? If you decide to go, for example, only after injury law firms, by the way, they make a lot more money than usually other type of law firms. Immigration law firms, they make less money. The reason why is because immigration law firms, it's people who pay the law firms, right? It's people who want to immigrate to a country, they pay the law firm. Injury law firms, usually who pays? Is the insurances. If someone that has an injury, the insurance is going to pay to the law firm. So the amounts are much higher. So these guys, actually, they make a lot more money. So you see, within the same niche, you can have a sub-niche where you have less competition who actually even makes more money than all the other businesses in that niche. So they're actually potentially even more interesting clients for you to work with. And essentially what I want you guys to do is as you go through those steps, right? You first look at all those niches, You try to identify, okay, do I go after 1, 2, or 3? Within those, you look at the criterias, right? You try to see those that is most successful for you. You're going to try to narrow down maximum 3 niches. And within those niches, you might as well try to explore. I don't want you to straight up go into this because it's going to overwhelm you, but do it step by step, right? You can start with like 1, 2, 3 niches that are a little bit more broad. And as you go through in your journey across the next like 3, 6 months, more sometimes, you will slowly narrow it down. I just want to show you this so that you're aware of that strategy of the different niches that exist. And also, if you realize that you have advantages in those sub niches, then it's even better. Essentially, that's the thing. The other thing that you can niche down on, obviously, is the location, right? So your location. So usually this is like your city. I'll just zoom in. It's your city or it's your area, right? It can be like your, I don't know, region, state, etc., country. That's basically like is the 2 stages. Is either you niche down based on the sub niches or you niche down based on geography. And what I mean by literally when you niche down by geography, this means that you actually in your messaging you mention the geography on your website. You mention it, right? So if you work from only for business in Toronto, for example, like let's say your city, you're in Canada, your city is Toronto, you have it on your website, you have it in your messaging. This is part of the niching down of your agency. So you have to mention it. It's not just that, okay, I only reach out to business in Canada, but if they go on my website, it's just general, like it would be for anyone else. No, here, if you really niche down and you want to reduce your competition, you have to mention those things. Same thing as if your niches originally was law firms and you decide to niche down to injury law firms. It has to be reflected on your messaging, your website, the leads that you target. Everything has to reflect this. That's the process. That's how you go. And for every niche that you see here, you can basically go through this process. So now that you know how it works, the only thing keeping you from getting the business started and profitable is actually doing it. If you want me and my team to be in the corner while you're doing this, helping you, guiding you through every step, go on the link in the description, ummahaccelerator.com/apply. Just apply there. It takes 30 seconds. We're going to review your application. We'll talk to you. We'll see if we can help you, inshallah. All of our programs come with a refund policy. If you do the work, you follow our systems, and you still don't make money, we refund you the full price. The risk is on us. So go on ummahaccelerator.com/apply and we'll talk there. And if you're not sure that this is the right business for you, you're not really sure if you want to get started or not, just watch this video here. Assalamu alaikum.